My name is Jamali Sali. I welcome you to this episode of the Ideation Corner. The Ideation Corner is a space where ideas are discussed and dissected. And today I host Diana Kabira. Diana is the founder of Mukwano Gwabato, and she's going to tell us all about it.
Mukwano Gwabato.
Diana, you're very welcome.
Thank you, Diana. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you.
Yes, my name's Diana Kabira, like you mentioned. I'm the founder of Mukwano Gwabato. I think, in short, a friend to the little ones, or it could be a love for
the little ones.
The little ones. Either way, it's still, Mukwano Gwabato, Mukwano Gwabato. I founded Mukwano Gwabato. The whole idea started in 2015 when I had my last born, and he's now 7 years old. But as you know, when you have a baby, they wake up in the night, you feed them, and then for me, what always worked for me was singing to my children. I've always sang. My eldest is 19, and I remember back in the day, I would sing to her, so that would be her bedtime song. After reading a story, saying a prayer, and then would sing Mitije Ubampola, and then I would kind of just give her a little tap on the forehead and she would go to sleep.
The lullaby to sleep.
Yes, yeah. So anyway, going forward to 2015, when I had my last born. In the middle of the night when I'd wake up to nurse him, an idea came to me. I said, I know all these songs. I wonder if anywhere on the internet or somebody has taken time or bothered to record these songs. So I went onto the internet, I searched everywhere. Children's songs from Uganda, kids songs from Uganda, nursery rhymes from Uganda. Nothing.
There was nothing.
Nothing. The only thing I ever found was a book by, I think, Moses Selwada and a few other people. I don't remember the names. And it was done in 1962 or 1969, somewhere there. And it said, songs from Uganda, something like that. And I ordered it on Amazon. It actually, it's not in print. It came as a second-hand book, and it was signed. It took like a month to arrive.
To actually get you, okay.
And when it arrived, it had the Nsanji story, a few lullabies. I was like, okay, fine. Then
but that's the only thing you could find.
That's the only thing I could find. So I said to myself, you know what? Every song that comes to my mind, I'm going to write it down, and maybe one day I'll be able to record these songs for mothers like me. I used to live in London for several years. Yeah. So I was like, I'm sure there's
others.
Yeah, there are others who have a need like this. Maybe one day if I record this and maybe teach some Luganda. All of us mothers in the diaspora will benefit from it. It never occurred to me what was going to happen next. And then 2 years later, I record my first album. Luganda, a whole album. I literally wrote 50 songs, but I could only record 25 at the time.
But let me ask, how do you have 50 Luganda rhymes in your head? Because you hadn't thought of documenting this stuff before, right?
No.
So when you were young,
yeah,
you had been singing these songs?
Yes. Somewhere in my life, as a young child, I sang these songs. I don't know, I can't tell you exactly where, but I know, I think I did my nursery in several nurseries. We moved a lot. So I remember in Bugolobi, somewhere in the bungalows, there used to be a nursery school called Mango Tree Nursery School. So I must have attended 1986, 1987. Then at another time, somewhere in Gaba or Bunga, we lived there. My mom was a nurse. Maybe a school there I attended. Then at another point, my father worked in forestry, so he would be moved from different places. So we lived in a forest in PG called Luanga Forest. And in that forest, deep down in it, was a little school called Luanga, or Luanga. Luanga, I think it's Luanga Primary School. And we used to sit down on the floor. We studied in Luganda. So in those places somewhere, I
These
learned.
songs
Yes.
got
So
in your head.
they stuck in my head because I can tell you that this is where
I learned this.
Yeah. And they were there. Fe tuli embatento tetumanyi kubala tubalanga tudamu. You know, Sirikao Baby, and others were sung actually in the home. Do you know when there's a baby, every stage of the child, example, when the child begins to stand, tengerero mwana ayimiridde analyanga ayimiridde. Like in our culture and society, music plays a big role. And then the child, when you're praising which tengerere, you see that
you're happy. They also try to
kutengerera. Yeah, mwana nga ayimiridde asanyuka because they're singing a song for him or her. And then he carries on, like he is encouraged to move on to the next stage of development. Yeah. And then when they start to walk, tambula nachi tambula tambula.
Why don't I know that one?
You don't?
I don't know that one.
Oh,
it's Tewanye Vida Tambula.
Yeah, tambula tambula. So all those things like interaction, mother-child, parent-child interaction. Beautiful, beautiful things and stories and lots of other things, parents do with their kids.
Yeah. But it's interesting that you told me you were in the UK in diaspora.
Yeah.
And these songs were still in your head.
Yes, they were.
And they're the same, like you weren't singing to your kids English lullabies.
Yeah.
You're singing the Luganda lullabies.
Luganda.
Was that intended? Were you intentional about it?
There's something about it. Mm-hmm. Like it was special. It was me and them. There's not once I ever, even up to today, I've never sung an English rhyme to my children. It's just that mother-child bonding that for me, if you asked my eldest child, she's now 19, she would tell you that was very special for her because I would hold them and we would sing. Actually, from when they were in my
You were singing even
tummy.
nothing.
Yes. So sometimes, when you're pregnant, like heavily pregnant, the child is kicking and they kind of stretch. So I would sing a song to soothe
them.
Yes, as I kind of caress the stomach and I'm singing.
And then come down.
Yes, you feel going down and then they rest. Or if they're hungry and they're grumbling within there. So, or if it's you who's hungry. Yes, I'm the one who's hungry. And you just sing a song. Then it soothes you. But again, later, it feels as though it's healing my inner child. Maybe, I don't know. There's something about the songs.
Okay.
It brings you home, especially if you're in the diaspora. It just brings you home. You get all those memories from back then with your jaja, with your senga, with your mom. And I can't explain that feeling. It's just and
then it also makes the child connect to their culture.
Yes,
It really does, because you can't get the equivalent.
It does.
Yeah.
And also, these songs, for me, raising children abroad, was a way of introducing Luganda, which is my mother tongue, in the home. Because everywhere they're speaking English. Yeah. It was it connects us. And I figured that not all the time I can speak in English or I can express myself in English, because to me English is a second language. And there are things I want to say and I cannot like banana. Or like sometimes you have the non-verbal communication in Luganda and you can only say it in Luganda. Oh, Bambi. Like now.
Oh, you're going to say that in English?
You can. And the beauty of it as well, teaching my children Luganda, sometimes in public, my daughter wants to say something, but she doesn't want to say it in English.
So that not everyone has to hear
and also sometimes I'm trying to correct her. Like if she's not dressed well, like sometimes my daughter can be clumsy. We laugh about it, and then she would put her trousers on and they'll be like this. So I go like, empalezo ziri ku side. Oh rebellious. And then she would be out maybe on the bus with her friends and they're trying to be cool, you know, teenagers. Then she calls you, Mommy, but then sabayo kusenge. Konze, olinani. Mpayo lwabiri. Like she has to keep the coolness.
But
you know, agenda funeka nenga asobola expressing in mulimi oluganda. Yeah, so and it's a way of connecting and learning. Sorry.
You're a teacher by background.
Yes,
right?
yes.
And
professionally, yes. I'm actually a secretary. I know. I mean, back in the day,
you studied.
I did. I proper studied
professional studies for that.
Yes, yes, professional. Secretarial, organizational studies, and communication skills, and psychology in there because then you're dealing with people. Okay. Yeah, I'm a professional administrator, but then I'm more drawn. Yes, in England I taught most of the time, and then I tutored Luganda as well.
Luganda specifically.
Yes.
Now, as a teacher, I'm going to call you a teacher regardless.
Yes.
Because you taught.
Yes, I did. Yeah, for 12 years.
For 12? Whoa, you're a serious teacher.
Yes.
So, as a teacher, tell me, what are the benefits of a child learning their mother tongue? Because that's what you're trying to do then.
Yes. Having your mother tongue or learning in your mother tongue, I've noticed it gives children, it raises their self-esteem. They're quite confident and it helps them to develop critical skills or literacy skills, and it gives them a sense of, you know, cultural identity. They belong. They belong. And also, I realize that when children, you know, in early stages, if you speak to them in your mother tongue, that bond between mother and child is very strong. And then they also understand that my mom, English is my mom's second language. I may know it well or better than her, but then if I want my mother to understand something deeper, then I can express or speak in her own language. And also, when I studied earlier on, that time in PG and Bugolobi, we studied in Luganda. We did the first stages we learnt in Luganda. English was there, but we learnt in Luganda, here in central Buganda. And Luganda was part of the curriculum. We enjoyed school more. We had fun in school because in the playground we spoke Luganda.
You weren't punished for speaking Luganda?
No, not that came up in upper primary, where we were punished and, you know, ridiculed for speaking Luganda. But in early years, Luganda was acceptable and it was learnt as a subject. And we loved going to school. We enjoyed playtime. So those are some of the benefits of having a mother tongue, but also to communicate. Like now in England, there's a generation where there's been so much knife crime. You know, parents are away, parents can't, they don't have a connection with their children. Disconnect, that's the thing. And usually it's because of a language barrier. But think of it, if a child from birth knew how to speak the mother tongue or their parents' language, I think it would be a way of them connecting, and, you know, whenever they had an issue, they could talk to their parents, they could have a trust, a bond, instead of going to gangs and seeking.
But even that sense of, because even when they go into gangs, they're seeking a belonging.
Yes, to belong. Yeah.
So if you give them the benefit of a mother tongue from beginning, instead of them seeking to belong in a gang, they're like, no, I belong in this culture. Yes. So you don't feel the need to get another belonging sense.
And it's not just Luganda. Every other language, Luo, Lunyankole, Ruchiga, Lunyoro, Rutoro, like that pride. I feel, even when I walk on the streets of England, I never feel less than. I never, yes, the experiences are there, the negative experiences are there, but there's something about me.
There's self-confidence.
Yes, I know where I come from. I'm Ugandan, I'm a Muganda. It's amazing.
No one can take it away.
No, they can't. Even if they can never take away. And sometimes I remember in the working environment, they'll be like, "You're so lucky. You can speak another language." You know, much as sometimes it was hard to understand them or them to understand me, because sometimes we express ourselves in our own language, or we speak English, but you're speaking it in Luganda. So there can be a disconnect there, but it didn't matter, you know, as long as I take it the Mugamba. So yeah.
So now tell me about for parents who are here in Uganda and you have your kids, but they're going to, of course, they're going to school, they're speaking more English, because I know parents who have their kids. I mean, the parents are speaking their local language generally, but the kids are only speaking English. What advice would you give them?
It saddens me. I don't know. I don't know how it can be changed, but I think it starts with us as parents. If we decide, if we make a decision and say, you know what, at home, we're not going to speak any other language other than the mother tongue. That's the beginning. Because when these kids grow up, they can't speak your language. Even the English they speak it in Luganda.
Even though they're only speaking English?
You get
because
me?
they're in this environment.
So where are they? Then they go into the workspace. They don't really know how to express themselves because they don't even know the English language or culture. And they don't know their Luganda culture, their own culture. So where are we? What generation are we raising? So I think I would advise parents to take an initiative. Spend time with your children. Take them to the village or even in your own home. It begins at birth. Speak your language, whatever your language is. We shouldn't feel embarrassed that we speak broken English. It's a second language, for goodness sake.
We should be embarrassed that we're not speaking our local language.
Exactly.
We're speaking broken Luganda, broken Luo, broken...
Yes, we should be embarrassed that we are not speaking our own languages. Because what better way to express and give ideas and correct and have fun in your language, you know.
But if you're a parent, to play devil's advocate here, your parent, your mother, you have a job, you're working, the kids are coming back home, you know, maybe at 3 or 4, but then they're with the maids, you know, you're not there, you can't physically be there, you have a job. So does your husband. How can you make sure the kids are speaking, you know, say Luo or Nyankwe or whatever?
Prioritize. I'm sure you have off days. On those off days, or before the kids go to bed, use that hour before bed. Find an hour within the week, an hour or two. Use that hour. Whatever you teach a child, it grows with them. Doesn't matter how long. I remember my mother was a very busy woman. She was a nurse. Later on, when my dad died, she was more a single mom. I remember one time, the few times she could, she would read a book to us. That book was called Atanna Fatievu Magwanga. I think it was written by one politician. The book was about war, but how
she read you guys a war book.
Yes. Well, that's what was available. And then another book.
Bedtime story?
Yes. And then after we will recite the Lord's Prayer. After the war book. But the stories in there were like, that was the book.
Imagine if bedtime story.
Actually, that's where Mukwano Gawato comes in. Imagine if we had books for children
for
in Uganda. Yes, because she read them in bedtime stories. So
because that's all she had.
Yes, that's all she had, and she read to us, and it was beautiful. Just sitting down listening to her, I would never forget that.
So tell me. Thank God you've reminded me again about Mukwano Gawato going on. Tell me, I have some things here from Mukwano Gawato.
Yes,
these are flashcards. Muluganda.
Yes.
So alphabet Muluganda. So I have
So this one you can see.
Okay.
Vowels. Enjatuza. This is the first.
First principles. That's fine. Yeah.
This is the first Luganda alphabet flashcards. I think there is.
Okay.
It's child friendly. If you see the writing at the back, so for early years to learn A, E, O, the entire alphabet in Luganda and some of the rules in Luganda. For example,
the grammar rules.
Yes, the grammar rules, the simple grammar rules, really, and also interaction time, playtime, parents and kids.
And child. Okay.
Yeah, so like a game, you say chinochi, oba chinochi, apple chechi mu Luganda. And Luganda is beautiful in a way that we borrow from. It's rich that we can borrow from other languages. Easily. And then netubiteeka mu Luganda. Kati I mean, tetwayinanga bus. So we'll bus, ma, musoke. So we can call a game, me and the child. Nti musoke oba mugamba rainbow chechi mu Luganda. Nanzira mu wabata chimenyaga. I'm not sure, and then we go.
Rainbow musoke bagita musoke.
Yeah, musoke nti musoke. Now the favorite one, I think my kids love this one. Engoma. Engoma. So drum, engoma. So the funniest bit is when we are doing grammar. Yeah, this is so netwiga sounds mu Luganda. Tumanya tetwina X, we don't have X, we don't have what other letter don't we have? We don't have Q. No, we don't have Q.
Chai is what?
Chai is we have C. Yes, yeah. Chai. Because the R is elongated.
Chai.
So chai. Yes. T. So yeah, that's how it goes. Eduka. Eduka. The reason I put this, you can't say duka lidio. You can, but in proper Luganda, you always say eduka. The only time you use duka is if it's in the middle of a sentence. Really, ngenda ku duka.
Oh, if you're starting a sentence, it has to be
eduka lya mwami. Chinobe liri ku kubo oba liri ku luguudo weruti. So things like that.
I love the flashcards.
Yes.
So and then sobola okuyiga.
No, sobola okuyiga. Kati labako nga earth. NC.
Earth.
NC. So repetition. That's how it works. So
but even as a parent, I could do this. I don't need professional.
No.
I could teach my child.
Yes. Yeah, it's possible. And then I think my first one was my first one was okubala mu Luganda, and that was from numbers 1 to 20. Emu ku abiri. These are quite easy.
Okay,
I'll show you. Sorry about just that one.
Okay.
Give me the books. Yeah. Emu. No, take a kemba. You remember from the song. Emba tento tetumani so. Emu. Emba temu. Biri. Embata biri.
Oh.
Satu. Embata satu. So now balati emu. Biri. Satu. Hey.
Oh, so they learn even the rhythm and then the word.
Up to 20.
Nya.
So, and also, cholaba wano nti tuyiga syllables. You know, enyingo. So, nti enyingo nya 1, 2, 3. Oshteged yes. So, anyway, yes.
Kakati, okay.
Yeah.
Kakati. Turn so close.
I know. You see, I've changed your mind. So this was my first product.
Yes.
Uganda nursery rhymes.
Yes. These are the 25 songs.
These are the 25 songs. And how I when nazisengeka. How I said them? When nazisengeka. Nti olunaku gye lutandikira. Like the first songs. Nyonyi teri mamu wemba, and you hear the birds singing because that's the first thing you hear in the morning. Yeah. Then on the way to school naganti sawe munga tunywa chai sawa biri tugenda okusoma, and then on the way to school ondabira nnyo senga ti mama akutumidde tasobodde kujja obudde buyise kyokka yagala abaana abato abaweza emyaka 4 gumu ebiri esatu ena. So you're still learning. naye ng'okola
Even
ki?
as you sing.
Yes, then Embatento, then there's one which is Nakera Nchani Nabentumbwe. We used to sing it negatively. Nengenda ku sukulu okusoma. Ku sukulu waliyo ebisanyusa, waliyo okubala n'okuwandiika. And then the line that followed said, laba oyo omuwala tamanyi kuwandiika. Ne bwasiba sikati eyo tenyuma. That was bullying.
Yeah.
So I changed it to a positive. Nti laba omuwala laba omulenzi bw'amanyi okuwandiika. Laba bwasibye empale ye yonna enyuma. So also okunyumisa naye n'okusitu, to uplift, you know, because I've noticed parents put children down a lot. If we can change our language, these are the things that are coming up in Mukwanogwa over time. How do we speak to our children?
How does someone get this music?
Now, this music is everywhere on digital media. But if you want a CD, it's in Aristoc or Jumia.
Okay. But if it's online
everywhere.
So can I get it on Spotify? Can I get it on iPod?
Deezer, Apple, Deezer, Tidal, all the platforms.
Can I get it on YouTube as well?
Some of it is on YouTube. There's some animations on YouTube. There's about 7 videos of songs from here, from this album. Yeah. On YouTube, I think there is Sidikao Baby, there's Kape Gobe Mese, our own Tom and Jerry, there is Fetuli Mbatento.
And these are all our folklore?
Yes.
All of them?
All of them. All of them we sang as children. And some of them are from folklore or stories, the old stories that were told. Like on the second album now, which is Cha Cha Cha. This one, this is Cha Cha Cha. Yes, children's songs from Uganda. That's why I named it. So Cha 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 is a lullaby. Kasoli wo mwana cha cha cha, tunayo chomulala cha cha cha, kuyitire mama cha cha cha. It's a very old one, so that's number 4 on this album. It's really, really beautiful. You should listen to it. I know, it's
this is also on Spotify.
Yes,
and also in Aristoc.
These are 24 songs.
Okay.
Yeah, and anyway, regarding this one, it was set in a way that as the day begins and...
The first one is the day.
Yes, the day, midday, evening time.
It's based also on the activities.
Yes, activities of a child during the day. And then the last 4 songs, a lullaby to soothe the child. Cha-cha-cha is on here.
I love cha-cha-cha.
Here you have... Actually, on this one you have... Wo-wo-to, wo-wo-to. Wotero mwana yebake, woto wotera damali yebake. So, do you see how our culture is rich? Yes, and nange muri. When I have a stressful day, you'll be surprised. Ntekako nursery rhymes. So what I have a playlist, only the lullabies. I take out only I take out the. It takes me back to that time when
you had no problems.
No issue.
It's chill. You had zero worries.
Like I said, it heals my inner child. Yes. So
I'm going to definitely do a playlist on Spotify.
Yes.
With the lullabies.
You love it. You love it.
Cha 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 is one of the lullabies.
Yes.
And water.
They stick in the head. Actually, they do. They do.
Okay, we're just running out of time, but I wanted for you to speak quickly about I'm a parent and maybe how can my child get these services? Because some parents have kids, but they're going to schools, they already don't know Luganda. I can't teach them, I don't have the time. How can you help?
I'm working on a program where we can have online classes for the parents that are interested. I had thought of home to home, but it can be quite tasking, yet you can have more children in a class. But then there's other groups of people who teach Luganda online. For example, there's a group, an organization called Sitegede. They're based in the UK. They can help, but I'm also working, with a team to see that we bring Luganda classes in Kampala and Uganda worldwide. And also, who knows, other languages too. You know,
I know,
collaborate with other people.
Because we have so many languages in Uganda. Actually, we have Luo, Lunyankole, and
I think more than 50
Yeah,
languages.
we're so diverse.
Yes, yeah.
And I hope we keep that. Actually, that's why I was very happy to speak to you, because I feel like we are always ranked as the country with the most diversity in terms of cultures.
Yeah.
And yet, slowly, we may be losing them. And because culture starts with the language.
It does.
If you can't understand or hear your own language, you can't keep your culture. Because culture is embedded in the language.
Exactly. Yeah. And all the other things that come with the culture.
True.
Beautiful culture we have.
Okay. Your last words, because we've literally run out of time. Because you were singing,
I advise parents. Actually, this is the music is a good starter for introducing Luganda language in a home for those who are struggling. Play them constantly. I have a YouTube channel called Mukwano Gwabato. There's animated videos on there that you can watch or play constantly in your home. Play the music in your car. Play it everywhere. That way children start learning. Yes, and then they're like, Mommy, angel of posichechi, sirikao baby. Okay, baby, then sirikao, and they kind of relate that. Mommy always says sirikao, kale munange, things like that. So I would advise parents to take time, no matter how busy you are. 1 hour is not too long. If you can give your boss 12 hours, 8 hours, I'm sure you can give your child 1 hour and then use that hour to interact in your mother tongue, in your language, whatever language it may be. And yeah, it will help you also bond with your children. Because now here, most children are in boarding school. But when they come home, yes, when they come home, 3 weeks
that they're home,
yes, take time on a Saturday, on a Sunday, dinner time at the dinner table. Actually, use the things. How I taught my children was the simple instructions. Mpa esowani. Then I say, what did you say? Leta ejiko. Then I don't have to say in Uganda. I show. I show ejiko. The simple bit. Senya amanyo. Genda webake. If they don't understand, I illustrate.
You're still not speaking English?
Nedda.
Very dedicated.
Yeah, you can. My children speak back in English. But they babimanyi babitegeera waliwo omu ye yagaana yakaayana naye nga abitegeera ze nja kumubuuza eventually we'll do a U-turn. Yeah. So parents, take time. I say 1 hour.
It's an hour.
Take time, speak to your kids in your language. Yes.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. There you had it. Parents, please use the resources. At the very least, listen to the music, or let your kids listen to the music as a start. But yeah, check out Mukwano Gwabato. That's the name. Mukwano Gwabato. It's on YouTube. She has all these things. You can get in touch with her. Thank you.